crazy with it. Ranged power. Blitz will have ranged power built in, and Fury of the Wild's overload ability, Adrenaline Overload, will be triggered off ranged power as well. It'll add 400
Oh god,
range
I
power
saw
for the
it.
next
Well as
attack.
the Harbor Tree will give some range power.
Yep.
Rar.
I don't expect to see an enormous damage increase for the high-powered ranged builds come update 23, but if you build for what is available, it should make some difference. Maybe 10 to 20% more damage. And for a Monksure, that's very significant. For sure.
Yeah, I'm going to Monksure next.
Not sure which one I'm going to do next. Probably Paladin. Probably my last Paladin life to try out everything in a live setting. That'll be in a week or two once we're done with these epic lives. Got a couple more left to go. For anyone that hasn't heard yet, Epic Orchard is coming out. Look to be some really nice changes to the quests, and especially the loot. Some of the new loot is just amazing. It'll free up a lot of space on certain builds, especially if you need stunning. The necklace has some heal amp on it. The belt is really good. I remember it has dodge and constitution. Something else too. That was really solid. The new raid's pretty cool. Tried it in the early stages on Lemania, and it was really rough, but I think once it goes live, it should be significantly easier to deal with, at least on normal.
I think a lot of the issues are just from lack of practice on it, and that'll help a lot.
Yep.
What I'm really looking forward to out of the update is the new PRR formula.
Yep. Having extra damage reduction from PRR is going to be fantastic. The MRR is a nice change too. Although I'm a little iffy about the robe nerf down to 50.
I think robes and light armor should be exactly the same because they both get the exact same benefits of evasion. Whether they bring light armor down to 50 or increase robes up to 100 doesn't really matter much to me, but I don't see the reason light armor should have any more than a robe.
Yeah. What I find odd about it isn't so much the fact that they decreased it. I just find it strange that they're taking one of their pay-to-play classes, Monk, and making it less valuable intentionally through all of these changes that they're making. Monk has always been good, to at least to some extent in my mind, because you can't just play it without getting the, buying the class or being VIP.
Monk is one of the very few things in this game that I own because I want to be able to play all my characters when my VIP expires for a day or two.
Yeah, and Monk is really strong, and it always has been. Pure Monk can even be decent, although it's a little bit underpowered in today's game. We'll see how the melee power affects it.
That's an area where I think it's gonna excel. It's going to make monks a lot more potent.
Right, and I think that's why they're looking at making robes a little bit weaker in the MRR department than a lot of the other builds, because they don't want to give any one class too big of a buff compared to all others. Update 23 is all about balance, ultimately.
Outbreak's next, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Outside of that, we've been hearing that Epic Veil of Twilight's in the pipeline for sometime down the road, possibly update 24.
Shout out to Shamgar on DDOcast for that information.
Yep. So the next two updates bringing two new epic raids is fantastic, especially when in the producer letter we were only expecting to see 3 this year.
Well, we haven't heard the DDOcast from this week yet, so we don't know exactly what the information is on the Epic Veil of Twilight. As far as when or it exactly will be.
Hey Mary,
All we know,
thanks for stopping in.
is that the reason they didn't do Veil of Twilight first was because of loot reasons.